Welcome everyone. Today I going to discuss on climate change series. Climate change science, David Smith Institute of Atmospheric Environment Science, and very important aspects we're going to discuss. We will start with plan 5 multiplied by half hours lectures, observation of climate change, greenhouse effect and the human influence on climate, natural climate variability breaks, modeling the climate system, system kind of question and discuss. What is climate change? Climate is the average weathers at a given points and time of year over a long periods. We expect the weather to change a lot from the day to day, but we expect the climate to remain relatively constant. If the climate does not remain constant, we call it climate change. The key question is that what is significant change, and this depends upon the underlying level of climate variability. Crucial to understand difference between climate change and climate variability. Global mean surface temperatures and times. Um, Beside that, there are expected of the extreme temperatures and many more things happen. The key source of information, the Intergovernmental Plan on Climate Change Authoritative Report support by 95% of the climate scientists for assessment report published in 2007. Recommendation J.T. Houston's 2019 Global Warming, the campaign brief, W.J. Brough, Climate Change, a multidisciplinary approach. Observations of the climate change. There are different kind of things happening until 2012 and last 12 years. Many of the things happening, especially global mean temperatures, annual mean, line means, and 5 to 95% decades error bias. Global surface temperature 1855 to 2010. How is the curve calculated? Warming is Central England, and most important thing is Adrian temperature 1871 to 2002. Edinburgh temperature 1764, 1960s. This is the temperatures actually ups and downs we are observing. Edinburgh airport temperature 1951 to 1999. Possibilities problem with station data, instrument or human error, change of instrument or observation or observing techniques, change in the station surroundings, urbanization. This is a common criticism from climate change skeptics. Some solutions compare adjust stations, compare with the station known to be unchanged. All data in the global picture have been careful checks for this possible aircraft and where necessary corrected or discorrected. Observe surface temperature trends, annual. Other evidence of the climate change. Glarek reacts 1857 to 2004. Beside that, we are observing many things actually happening through this climate change and climate change initiative. A glacier and the frozen ground are recording increased glacier retreat since the early 1990s. Area of seasonal frozen ground in NH has decreased by 7% from 1901 to 2002. Snow cover and Arctic Sea is as ice are decreased. Spring snow cover shows 5% stepwise drop during 1980s. Arctic Sea is ice area decreased by 2.7% per decade. Other evidence of the climate change, ocean heat content has increased temperatures in the Atlantica. Change in the heat content over last 50 years. Rise in global oceans heat constant 1955 to 2005. Relatives and sea level from satellites 4 centimeters rise last 10 years. Recent sea level rise 23 annual tide ROG records 3 years average satellite and antibody. Evidence from phonology trend is horse Chester's fast flourish for the whole of the UK from 1891 to 2003. Direct observation of the recent climate change. Some aspects of the climate have not been observed to change. Tornadoes, dust storms, hail, lightning, Antarctica, sea ice, and many more interesting things. Record further back in times. Example, pins up to 1000 years old. North Hampshire temperature AD 700 to 2000s. Still different reconstruction from proxy data. Warming in the last 100 years appearing exceptional but in the uncertain range. Icebreak stop past samples of the atmospheres. Bubbles of the air traps when ice forms. Various in the atmosphere CO2 announced in the different times. In that situations, we are often changing the greenhouse gases from ice core and the modern data. And the summary, global surface temperature have risen by around 0.06 degree to 1900. It is like that the warning is larger than for any centuries in 2000 AD. The warning difference is different part of the world, but over last 25 years, almost everywhere has warned and very few places have covered. Other changes have occurred. Sea level has risen by around 20 centimeter. Ocean seat content has increased. Almost all mountain glaciers have retreated. Conclusions with this warm level of CO2 have dramatically increased to levels right than those experienced to maybe millions of years. Next are temperatures and atmosphere collapse. These are the very interesting aspects of the climate change, and if we can follow this kind of initiative and if we can take necessary initiative through this process, maybe we can solve many problems together, and by this way we can manage different kind of aspects, and we can help to grow this economy in an effective way. So if you have any question regarding climate change, you can directly communicate with World Talent Economy Forum, and you can take a proper actions and initiative for World Talent Economy Forum. And by this way, you can grow your economy in an effective way. Thank you, everyone.